Welcome back. Sepsis is a common and potentially life-threatening manifestation of infection, affecting millions of patients worldwide. Sepsis can also be difficult to diagnose. A new study summarized the findings of an international group of experts who set out to update the previous definitions of sepsis. They can also describe a more streamlined way to recognize patients with sepsis so that treatment can be started more quickly.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
As soon as you get an infection, the body starts responding to infection.
Sepsis is when the body's response to infection injures its own tissues and organs.
Doctors Christopher Seymour and Derek Angus from the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine and co-authors summarized the findings of an international task force who updated the definitions of sepsis. In a related study, they reviewed the electronic health records of more than 1 million patients to assess the usefulness of a clinical score known as SOFA, used to identify patients with sepsis.
SOFA behaved very well, especially in ICU patients. But a lot of the time, outside the ICU, you haven't done all the measurements for a full SOFA score.
The task force also identified something new called the Q-SOFA, or Quick SOFA, which can be used as a clinical prompt at the bedside for doctors and nurses. This uses only vital signs, such as altered mental status, low blood pressure, as well as difficulty breathing. 2 of those will identify a patient most likely to be septic.
If you have an infected patient that scores 2 points or more on Q-SOFA, you should be worried about that patient. In more austere settings where you can't get the blood tests, this may actually be a very practical tool.
Sepsis is difficult to recognize. The task force provides us with these criteria, so this helps doctors and nurses recognize sepsis quicker and get treatment started right away.
We expect and look forward to it being improved. We want to see iterative change over time, and we hope that using data to validate the definitions is ushering a new era. We've been trying to help come up with simpler rules that will help promote early, simple, easy identification of patients to then prompt early and appropriate intervention and management.
Catherine Dolph, The JAMA Report.
Sepsis carries an enormous public health burden, accounting for more than 5% of total U.S. hospital costs.
Friday night's donkey basketball game held at Pahrump Valley High School was well attended. The team for local businesses took home the title. Here is Laura Weir, who gives us the rundown.
Donkey basketball is an event that we've organized in correlation with the high school to raise money for the schools, and it's a great way to get the community involved with school staff and students, and it's a lot of fun.
We've been doing this a couple of years now at Pahrump Valley High School in the gym. Tell me about the game on Friday night.
Game on Friday night was funny. It was the 1 year out of the past 4 years, I believe, that Rosemary Clark didn't make it to the finals.
Oh, no. So a lot of different organizations and schools got involved. Who are they?
Okay, there was the middle school, the high school, elementary schools, district office, local businesses, and the sheriff's office.
And then these donkeys, you put on rubber kind of like shoes on them, right? And then they play along inside the actual gym.
Yes, the company that organizes this, the donkeys are trained. They actually like to be on the gym floor playing basketball. They do have special shoes on so they don't scuff the floor up. And we also follow them around with a pooper scooper as needed.
So who won?
The local businesses won.
Oh, wow. Yes. And then this raises funds for what?
This raises funds for student field trips and activities. We like to do reward trips for the kids here. It goes into the student activity fund.
For Rosemary Clark Middle School or other area schools?
Rosemary Clark Middle School and Pahrump Valley High School split the funds 50-50.
No one will be turned away from entering this Saturday's popular golf tournament that is a fundraiser hosted by the Miss Senior Golden Years pageant.
We're having our 3rd annual golf tournament that we do every year, and it's just growing by leaps and bounds. In fact, we have so many, we're out of carts, and then now people want it so bad that they're walking.
Yeah.
So we're loaded, and we're ecstatic about it because this year it's going to go to the disabled veterans, and we met with the chaplain at the DAV. and he's going to help us pick out a couple or two to give this money to, because we want to give it personally and make sure we know that that money is going where we said it's going to go. And so we're really excited about that. And of course, half of that will also go to my pageant, which was going to be July the 9th this year instead of in June.
Yes.
And we're happy about that too.
And so this is going to be at Lakeview Executive Golf Course?
Yes, it is. And I think sign up is at 8 a.m. and then they start playing at 9.
Tea time.
And also the Nevada Silver Tappers are sponsoring it this year.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun.
Can people still join in, or is it sold out?
I think it's sold out, but Barb Villa said that nobody will be turned down. So they need, if they want in, we need 2 more players for one other team if they want to walk.
Yeah.
But it definitely is a walk. But it's it's a wonderful thing, and the girls have worked very, very hard. And I know it's popular because they get to see the cute little legs of the girls.
Yeah, you guys get dressed up, don't you?
Oh, they do. I don't. I'm the biggest loser, if you remember, and I'll be in the. And Kim Walker's on my team, Lillian Donahue and Michelle. And I'm sorry, Michelle, who's with Nye County Pageant, is in it, but I don't know her last name. But Michelle's a doll, and she's on my team. So we hope we don't lose our status, because we like our shirts that we wear, which is the biggest loser. Right, right.
How much is it?
$36 if you don't have a cart.
Yes.
And if some of the members of the golf team pay yearly, so it's cheaper.
Yes.
It's probably only $15 to $16. But
They can also continue, if they can't make it, they can donate to this, right?
oh, they definitely can donate to this, and they can get in touch with me or Mitzi. And my number is 775-727-7011, and Mitzi will give you her phone number.
775-727-9549.
All right, as we head into our break, here is a KPVM trivia question.
Do you know KPVM? Inside KPVM, you'll find a studio called RAVE. What does this acronym stand for? A. Rhonda and Vern Endeavor. B. Radio and Video, etc. C. It's not an acronym, it's just called RAVE. Or D. Rhonda Annette Van Winkle Entertainment. We'll be back right after this with the correct answer.